What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Educated Barfly. My name is Leandro Dimonriva, and today we're going to be making an El Presidente cocktail. There are two possible histories for this cocktail, and here they are. The first, most commonly believed history is that it was created by Eddie Wolke, an American bartender, plying his trade in Havana, Cuba during Prohibition. And, you know, a lot of Americans were flocking to Havana so that they could have a legal drink. The president of the country at the time was a guy named Gerardo Machado, and it is thought that this cocktail was named after him. Jim Meehan states, though, in his bartender's manual, that it was uncovered that the first printed recipe was in 1915 in a guy named John B. Escalante's book, Manuel de Cantaneros, which, if that is true, I'm not really sure that it has anything to do with the president because, President Machado, because President Machado was president from 1925 to 1933. So I'm not really sure if this predates or not, but I will also say that when you see recipes for this drink in print, you usually see it with dry vermouth, but thanks to the skill of David Wondrich, he kind of uncovered that at the time, in Cuba, they were using a sweeter style vermouth called Chamberey style vermouth, which blanc vermouth is more like. So instead of doing a dry vermouth, if you use the Chamberey, like kind of blanc style vermouth, it's going to really bring out a lot of the flavors in this cocktail, and it's just a lot better, more balanced cocktail. So that's what I got to say about it. Let's get into the drink, because I know so many of you love it when I talk and talk and talk and talk. So the first thing we're going to do is 1 dash of Angostura bitters. And then we're going to do a bar spoon of grenadine. And if you do a bar spoon, just make sure your bar spoon is half a teaspoon because that is a bar spoon measure. So 1 bar spoon grenadine. Then we're going to do 1/4 ounce of dry curacao, or curacao. But I'm using the Pierre Ferrand dry, as you guys know I really like. And then we're just going to do 1.5 ounces of blanc vermouth. And 1.5 ounces of aged rum. I am using Cuban rum because I have it. But any aged rum will do. I wouldn't necessarily, well, that's not true. I mean, you could use aged Jamaican rum, but just remember, Jamaican rum is going to have that Jamaican rum funk. So if you use Jamaican rum for this cocktail, just know that you're going to have that flavor profile in this drink. It probably actually would be very good that way, though, so I'm not going to say don't do it. But I do have some Havana Club 7 years, so why not use Cuban rum for this Cuban cocktail? And then we're just going to crack some ice. And we're going to give it a nice little stir. Now, I've noticed that someone in the comments asked me why I don't double strain when I crack ice, because the little ice pieces get in there, and I think it was on the Manhattan episode that I did that they could see little bits of ice. But I gotta say that when you take ice directly out of a freezer, and especially when you're using big rock ice like I'm doing and you're cracking it, you want to crack it and get those little pieces in there. And the reason why you want to crack it and get those little pieces in there is because it's very difficult to dilute this drink down to temperature and get the right amount of dilution and not have it be too hot with that ice, because it just doesn't dilute that much. So those little pieces of ice are going to help it dilute. And if a little sliver of ice gets in there, it will melt, and it's not, that one little sliver of ice is not going to over dilute your cocktail. So don't worry too much about it. It's really not necessarily to double strain, but you know, if you want to double strain your stirred cocktails, I'm not going to tell you not to do it either. All right, that's pretty good. And then I got this nice old school scallop strainer from our sponsor, Barfly Mixology Gear. And I'm going to use it because it's like this old school, kind of cool scallop style strainer. We'll go upside down with it though. And I like to kind of press the strainer down, and that's the way that you can make sure that you don't get too much. There you go, better. I did not finish my thought, but what I was going to say is I like to press the strainer down toward the glass this way so that you can make sure you don't get like all your ice falling down into your cocktail, because even though one little sliver is not going to matter, you don't want a whole bunch of, you don't want a whole bunch of ice going down in there. So then we're just going to cut a peel, and I think I'm going to clean this peel up a little bit, make it a little nicer. You have a nice little thing, you can kind of clean up the sides. If you have a sharp peeler, you can clean the sides up real nice. And we're just going to give it like a little orange twist. There you have it, my friends, the El Presidente. Let's try it. Oh, that is delightful. Super orange forward. You get that blanc style vermouth really goes a long way, and you taste the rum, and it's a really nice half and half balance flavor profile wise as well. I really, really dig it. You can taste the spiciness of the Angostura bitters a little bit. I want to fiddle with this garnish and make it look nice for you guys. It's a really nice, light cocktail. I would do this before dinner. I think you guys should as well. The El Presidente, my friends. Drink it, love it. Get back to me in the comments. I also want to say thank you to all of our new Patreon subscribers. It really goes a long way to helping the show, and I really appreciate it. And I also want to say that you guys should stop by the Instagram page of our tool sponsor, Barfly Mixology Gear, and give them a follow. And then also, you should stop by Staggerly Goods, which is our apron sponsor. We have been featuring a whole bunch of new aprons lately, so you should stop by their Instagram page and give them a follow. All right, guys, I will see you next time. Yeah, all right.